Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to Tradescraft, where we try to pass this Topstep trading combine and be on our ways to getting the payouts. Looking at yesterday, the market's been trending. I have to adjust my strategy a bit, which is size down, focus on setups, trade less, and let the trade play out. Focus on the larger time frames. Little trade that I took pre-market just as a feeler. I had my limit orders up at this point. I was hoping to see a nice continuation down, but looks like market's just rallying up. Reason for this trade is we are in the overnight range, and I want to see markets being range bound, which is from the top of the range to the bottom of the range. Risk to reward is 1:2. Just with one contract, just to see what the market does. It's 2 minutes before market open. Not when I hold the trade, but let's see how we go. Looking at yesterday's session, all of that buying action got halted roughly about 23424, 425 region. That was the ceiling, and then we saw a sell-off. I was hoping to catch that move down, but there was a lot of consolidation, and then when the move came, I wasn't sitting on the market. So let's see. I'm going to try something new. Hold this position during market open, because yesterday I missed this big move up. I closed the position and the market just rallied up right before market was opening. So
order filled.
That was a stop loss on the day. And let's wait patiently. Sizing down to catch more points rather than small scalps. Hoping not to trail the stop loss too much to let the trade run. Funnily, this is where my limit order was, but I got in a little early and at a very tight stop. So looks like it's coming at the bottom of the range. But it's going to be very strict rules. Either we see a push up from outside the range and we'll go for longs, or we see a push down from below the range and we'll go for shorts. And in this middle region, we'll just let the market do its thing. Or just go with very small positions to try out setups. So let's see if we see a nice push up from this region or it just cuts right through. Right at my That's why having very tight stops is not the best strategy in today's market, because there's so much range going on and the volatility is back. It's a fast market. Let's trade it for what it is. Huge sell-off in the first 5 minutes. This is the support from yesterday. And all these lines I can explain later. They're just from volume profile. This is yesterday's point of control, yesterday's value area high, and this is the resistance where price likes to get rejected like it did today. I was hoping to just get rejected on the top of this range, but it just went a slightly higher and hit my stop loss. Trying to keep very tight risk, high conviction setups. So as usually on the 15-minute, we'll let the candle close and then we'll mark out our highs and the lows for the 15 minutes. It could easily be range bound today and I might not touch it. But if we see market moving but leaving the range, then that's a very interesting point to get in because there's huge potential on the downside and on the upside. Since we hit all-time highs, this is very tough to trade because we don't know, as we said, that the market's going to keep going up or it's going to keep rallying or just going to keep ranging. But now we are making a nice range so we can trade it between those ranges. The first 5 minutes is going to close soon. While we wait on stuff, I think it's really good to talk about psychology. 90% of trading is psychology. And it's good to identify that we have a very ancestral brain, which is the caveman brain. We want to win. We want to get into certain setups, and when we run into uncertainty, that's when panic mode or survival mode kicks in, and you just want to come back at the market and try to win. But if you settle that brain and if you train it, and you come from a logic of probability, I think you could really thrive as a trader because it is 50-50 if you can win or lose on a trade. The only thing you can control is the mindset you bring at the time of performance, and just keep your emotions in check. Know that your setup has a risk to reward. It's either going to go up or down, and you might get caught on the right side of the probability relative to you or the wrong side of the probability relative to you. So keeping those emotions in check is going to make sure that your probability brain or the thinking brain can make sound decisions, and even knowing that you need to walk away or restart or come back at it at a later stage or just be more patient or just be more aggressive, you know? So all those sort of stuff, all those sort of things. And hoping to just do 1 or 2 maximum trades in a day. See if we can pass the combine. I passed the combine before as well, but that was a little time ago. And I'm trying to do it again. Just a proof of concept that you don't need to put a lot of your money in and get consistent payouts with prop firms. The reason I took that trade there was there was clear trend pre-market, and when it broke, I got in here. But then it rallied up a touch, did a little stop loss run. But look at the 15-minute. beautiful, just right between the ranges as we established before market open. Where I got these ranges from, 1 hour. You can see this clear order block from yesterday's overnight range. And then there's this 50% line. How do I get this 50% line? You go on TradingView, double click on a square box, and you can see this middle line. Price likes to, if it goes below this 50% line or closes below, that means sellers are heavy, and I'll be looking for shorts. But if it closes above it, that means there's a strong support, and I don't want to be a seller, I want to be a buyer, or wait to see where the market or the candle closes. It's all about being patient, guys. To improve your accuracy, to improve your risk to reward. Always know what your risk is. You know, the past couple of sessions, I have been a little bit more aggressive, taking a lot of trades because it is a combine and I want to pass it quickly. But that it's a double-ended sword because you want to have those good habits because when you do pass the combine, you want consistent payouts. You don't want to blow those accounts and getting to start the combine again. But at a combine stage, with Topstep's rules, I think you can pass it in a couple of days. So I was sizing up, trying to catch that move so I can get on with a funded account, express funded account. But doesn't hurt to be patient, and even if it takes a few more days, or it's all right. Just got to look at the bigger picture. So we clearly see a range forming. Market just went from the top of the range to the bottom of the range. And let me just fix that and just come to the bodies of the candle. Yep, roughly there. It's all confluences, that 50% overnight range line. It's very much in confluence with this auto block. Just documenting my journey. And if someone finds value in any of the trades or mindset or anything that goes beyond, I think that'd be very nice. First 15-minute candles, 4 minutes to close. Oh, it looks very short heavy. Let's see where this closes. Could be like a stop loss run. Everyone who went long here or here, thinking that the market would just go and retest the all-time highs. They're under the water here just with one big kill candle. And this is very good volume, and market likes to fill the gaps. So this was a big gap that formed yesterday. And now look at that. All of that buying action, all of that gap is just filled here. So Couple of minutes before the candle closes. Floating right at the bottom of the range, as we established. About a minute for the 15 minutes to close. Let's see where that range establishes. Nice big range. About 100 points if it gets there. 80 points already, 85. A lot of orders piled up. 293. And 23280. Not a lot of interest on the downside, so market could just keep rallying up as well. 23299, 23300. So right in this region, there's a lot of shorts piling up. First 15-minute closed. Let's come and mark our range. This is the 15-minute range. This and the top there. So it goes below, we're going for shorts. Could very well come up here and
Order filled.
going short one. Stop at top of the range.
Order filled.
Adding. Waiting for a couple of pushes down and
Order filled.
getting out there. Reason for getting out there was this is a strong support. As you can see, market is reversing. Yes, it went a couple of points down, but it was good to secure those profits because I added the position as well. So I got in here at the break of the last 15 minute. There's a lot of potential on the downside as well, but you want to see it come up and get your orders up here because it might just very well reverse and
Order
going
filled.
short here one, hoping for sell off, keeping my stop at the start of this range. And I'll trail it as we go. This could be a support and you might see a little reversal, but let's see if market's heavy, you saw a big kill candle, you might see a continuation on the downside. Stop break even. Adding
Order
here.
filled.
Nice. I see a strong push down. That's what I would like to see, or I'm out. All of that gap from yesterday is getting filled up right now. Beautiful. Trailing my stop.
Order filled.
And profit target reached. Could keep going down, but I think that was a great trade as we planned it out. Break of this is the bread and butter. It's going to find a lot of support here. We could go and be a buyer here. So I might have some orders set up here and just be a, to see if we can buy it here. Just at the bottom of the range if we catch it. Because this was a strong support yesterday. Right here. Might get a bounce up. That was the top of the range from a couple of days ago on Friday. This was a nice, beautiful sell-off that we caught. Right? It could keep going down as well, but there's a big support here, so I got out. And you don't want to be very greedy.
Order filled.
Hitting my limit up. I'm going to trail it here. This was big support. It just cleanly broke it through. Let's see if we can catch a reversal. And that would be a nice quick 35 points. Usually after a winner, I'm just going to give myself one more chance, which is this one. This is a very planned trade as well, playing the range. This is a clear support last time. See if it works out or are we getting out. Seeing some drawdown. But this could just very well be a stop loss run. People are going to be buying here. No significant news on the day. So more drawdown than what I would like to see. Well, let's see. Maybe a stop loss run. See if we can get some buying action because there are buyers in the market for sure. And normally that sell-off, the 50% move is going to get filled up. So I'm going to be quick in getting out of this position, protecting my profits. So if it gets, let's see where this closes. They get rejected from there, then that's not a good sign. All right, stops at break even.
Order filled. Order filled.
Buying it here again, got stopped out. I see some nice pushes up. Trying to catch that 30-point move on the buy side because this is a strong support. And let's see where this closes. That's a one-to-one trade. Yep, closing above that candle in 10 seconds. So I'll keep trailing my limit up as well. Stop loss, break even. 50% of that should be roughly here on the bottom of this range, but I'll close it or trail the stop up. It closed above that 50% line here, which is pretty, it's going to give a lot of conviction to the buyers.
Order filled.
And I got stopped out. And that's it for the day. How did we do? Market just closed before that, so it was good to get stopped out. It can easily keep going down, but our trade is done. It's good to protect your profits and get on with your day. How are we doing today? Hmm. Last 2 days have been really trashy, but today was pretty good. If consistently we can get that result every day just with a couple of contracts, I think that's the strategy. 1 to 2 contracts. 200 for the day. Making money from the long side and the short side. But now it's all about being patient and not worrying too much. This is a very tempting trade as well, because a lot of the buyers will come in here, but just because it's below that 50% line and below this zone, I'm not very interested because there's another zone right here that could just easily come and tap. So all the buyers will be under the water. Like how I bought here, a lot of other guys was bought here as well, and then they didn't get stop out. They're under the water, and they can easily get run here. So this was the A plus setup. Huge candle, big sell-off. Maybe I'll be a buy at this point, but right now it's in the middle of the range and it's floating, so glad to be getting out of those positions. Should have just quickly closed them for a small profit, but this is the move we wanted to see. Wanted to capture big moves rather than just little ones. So let's see if it comes and taps this little region here. It's deciding. Buyers are getting it up, but I think they will get pooched. If you come to the bottom of this range, then a lot of the people are under the water, and this will be a good buying interest because all the shorts up there, they're going to cover at this level as well. All right. Let's see if sellers can push it down. A lot of people would have bought it right at this level as well. Their stop losses would be right here, just below this range. So we might get a nice big push down and getting all of those orders. So that's the power. If you can get 200 consistently and then keep your losses small, one or two contracts on a 50K account, then even if you have 10 trading days where you made 200, a couple of days where you were break even, you didn't trade, and other days when you kept your losses at about $100 or even 120, you're going to be making about 1,000 on 150K account once you get express funded. Now the challenge is to hit the $3,000 goal to pass the combine, and that's why I've been too aggressive in the past couple of days. Let's say if I took the same trade today with 10 contracts, that would not have been $200, that would have been $2,000, right? But even if it's 200 for one day, and if it's 1,000 in 10 trading days or 15 trading days, accounting for losses as well, Topstep allows you to copy trade across 5 different accounts. So that would give you an income of 5,000 USD. And that's just off of 50K accounts. And let's say I go with the $150,000 account, I can size up. Like I said, I could just go with a 10 micros here. So this would have been $1,000 trade or $2,000 trade. Copy that over to 5 accounts. That's 10,000 just for the day. And yes, there would be losses, and yes, there would be other days that would be break even, or some days you might go on tilt. But if you follow your rules perfectly, it's very much possible to get about $10,000 to $15,000 payouts every month, or conservatively $8,000 payouts, because Topstep will only allow you to get about 50% of what you've made. So let's say if I make $2,000 on the month on one account, I can withdraw 1,000. So even 1,000 um, over 5 accounts, that's $5,000. That's pretty decent, just off of one prop firm. Again, if you go size up to 150K account, that's the idea or that's the plan. Then if you're consistently making, let's say 3,000 or 6,000 per account per month, that's 3,000 of payout withdrawal you can take out from Topstep. So copy that over to 5 accounts. That's $10,000 to $15,000 a month. That's the ceiling, or that's the limit, or that's the bottleneck, as we call it. It's possible. And yes, some months you might fail the accounts, but if you're careful, if you're not forcing trades like I've been forcing trades in the past couple of sessions just to get the combine up. But how I traded today is how I'm going to trade in the live funded accounts. Small risk, adding when there's conviction, clear break of structure, clear break of trend lines or supports, resistances, and then just going off of that. Market found clear support here. Looks like it's going to rally up. This is not a bad trade, especially if we're finding support. The risk is too high. Should have gotten in early. I use the 1 minute to just get the entries. Let's say if we get a pullback, so I'll get on the 1 minute, but usually 5 minutes is the way to go. The 15 minutes, it looks promising. Like I said, this big red candle we're likely to retrace about 50% of this, and that would be like the average. And then we'll see some decision making at this point, or it could even be here, because that's where all the orders were piled up. Funnily, all those orders have disappeared because the market sentiment changed after that big red candle. That's the entry.
Order
Going
filled.
long. Didn't get the best entry. Could have gotten the entry at this little pullback, but still within the risk range, or my stop is right below that 50% line. This is a range play. We saw a big sell-off. Now we're going to see some buying action. That's the idea. Stops at break even. I'm going to see a nice big push up off of that little pullback. Nice. That's where I'm looking at. That's the target. If the buyers are strong, the prices will hold and it will just get up to this target like it did here. The sellers were very strong. It just took one candle to get it up here. That's what I would like to see. These are breakout trades. Right now we broke out of this range. So I just became a buyer here exactly on this side. When we broke out of that range, I became a seller. So that's what we're trying to see here. Looks like buying action is not very strong. Let's zoom in on the action.
Order filled.
Got stopped out. This could be a pullback too for the entries. I'm bummed about that. Absolutely. Just stopped me out and now it's rallying up. But this could easily reverse as well. So that's a risky play at this point. Market could just range here and never go up and see light of day. That happens a lot. So it's good to protect your capital. That's what I'm looking at. This little range here.
Order filled.
Buying here, same setup. Seeing some nice action come in. All right. Stops break even. Seeing for a nice push up or nothing. There you go. Let's keep going. A lot of selling pressure coming in here. Right at the middle of the range. But this is going to be the next magnet. Prices like to skip these places and go to the last resistance, and this is where a lot of interest is. So this will be a magnet. Let's see.
Order filled.
And that's me done for the day. Let's see how we did. Well, we paid a little bit of that commission in the past few trades, but overall, not looking too good on the account. Did a big drawdown yesterday. Went on a very high conviction setup, somewhere around in this region. But I went with a bigger position and a tighter stop. My thing was that the market was just going to rally from this point downwards. And then it just went up, stopped me out, and then came down. I wasn't here for this move, but that was a big move on 10 contracts. My thing was to just get the account passed very quickly, and that's not the best thing. So that's why I changed my rules today. Let's see. Yeah, about 8 points, and that was a big wrong trade because I added to it as well, and it just went up and stopped me out. And I didn't have stop in the money. I was somewhere around here. My average was somewhere around here. So I got stopped out, and then it rallied down. And I wasn't here for this move, but it took me into a serious drawdown just because I had a lot of contracts. The whole thing was I wanted to pass the combine very quickly, but now I'm going to take it like I will be trading the XFAs or the funded accounts because I think that's the only thing. And if it takes a little bit longer to pass, the rules are rules, and that's how you become a profitable trader. All right, that's it for the day. I'm just going to come in and lock the account because Topstep has this feature where you can come in and lock the account. That will just make sure I don't come and trade at it again, and today is what it is. So there you go for the rest of the day. And this could very well, you know, get bought up and come in top of this range. So let me just draw that. This is what I'm looking at again, but I gave it a couple of tries. It didn't work out. I don't want to waste a lot of time. I need other things to do. So that's the trade where you're getting about 16 points, right? And that's 1:3. And let's just put the stop loss at the bottom of the range. Right, so 1:2. So if someone's taking that trade, that's a very valid trade, but it could either go on the other side or it could just keep consolidating here because a lot of the people that are up here that were buyers, they're all under the water, and all the sellers are going to be holding the position. Now I was in a short here, it just shorted me out, like took me out here, stop loss, and then it just rallied down. And this was a huge move down, but I did catch most of it. I waited for this candle to close, right? The first 15 minutes. As soon as it broke the range and came up, I became a seller here. And then as soon as it broke the other trend line, I became a short here. I just added another position here. I put my stop at break even. I let the position run and hit my target right at this point. Why was it right at this point and not at this point? And I could have trailed there. Hindsight, absolutely. But maybe I need to work on that. Or it could easily have reversed. Many times it would just tap it just once and the whole move will just reverse. So that's that. That's trading for the day. Hope to see everyone tomorrow. And if there are any questions, you can always put them in the comments or the chats. Thank you kindly.